Hi guys, my name is Esther. I am 32 years old and I live in the United States, Florida, in Pompano Beach, and I have a 4-year-old son. And I have been diagnosed with synovial sarcoma. And synovial sarcoma is a rare type of cancer that usually develops in kind of a weird spot. You know, we all know lung cancer, we all know breast cancer or cervical cancer, but synovial sarcoma is really rare, and it develops in the muscle. And in my case, it developed in my calf. So I have had trouble with walking for as long as I can remember. It's probably been like 3 years that I've been walking around like a pirate, basically, dragging my leg behind me. Usually in public, I can kind of hide it that I'm in pain and I still walk semi normal. But once I'm at home, I just, try to not put any weight on the leg. And it has just been, it's just been really tough. No, huh? Okay, go pee. That's my son. He will interrupt me every now and then. I just basically wanted to start a YouTube channel to see if I could maybe help other people that are going through this, or that are about to go through this, or that maybe are awaiting a diagnosis and that are scared and nervous about what all is coming. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna document my journey through getting better, and hopefully that can give somebody some sort of insight of what is all going on, what is going to happen, what could happen. My prognosis is pretty good because it hasn't metastasized and it hasn't spread through my body. Thank you. All right, go play in your room, close the door. I'll be right there, okay? All right. So my cancer hasn't spread, so that's a real blessing. It took 2 weeks for the results to come back to let me know if it has spread or not. So I was really relieved once they told me that it hasn't spread. I will make another video about the emotions that went through my head, and how I felt in that period of time, and what kept me going, and how I could kind of stop myself from panicking too much, because it's really a lot when somebody tells you that basically your life might end soon, or that there's a possibility. Now we all know that there's a possibility that we could die in a traffic accident or whatever, but when somebody tells you that you're sick and there's a chance that will kill you within now in a year and a half, it really does something to you. But I will talk about that in another video. Here I just wanted to introduce myself, and let you guys know what I have and what I'm about to go through. So my treatment is based on chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. Now the tumor, like I said, it's an aggressive tumor. It's growing. It is really painful because it's pressing on all my nerves and it's pressing on the arteries, and it's 10.5 centimeters by 8 centimeters by roughly 8 centimeters. So it's pretty big. Now, they told me that they cannot remove it by surgery alone. After I heard that it didn't spread through my body, I was kind of relieved. And I also thought that, you know what, they're just gonna cut it out and I'll be done with it. I always had some sort of a hard time accepting that it was real cancer, because I thought it was not lung cancer, it was not a brain tumor, it's in my leg, but it is real cancer. It is life-threatening in certain cases, especially if you don't treat it well. So the doctor called me and they told me that because it's so big and because it's so entangled in my arteries and in my nerves, they cannot cut it out without taking my lower leg off. So that was kind of a real shock to me. And I was standing in front of Walmart when I heard it, and I was like, oh my god, my leg off. I really don't want that. So they told me what we're going to try. Okay, so go quickly. What we're going to try is 30 chemotherapies. We are going to do that in 5 days in a row, 6 hours each time. So let's say Monday till Friday, every day, 6 hours hooked up to the chemotherapy. And then I will have 2 weeks off. And then 5 days of chemotherapy and then 2 weeks off. And in the meantime, you'll have, a blood transfusion here or there, or you have, blood work done, or, just a lot of lab work to see how you're doing and how your body is coping with the chemo. And I have to do that 6 times. So in total, it will be like 30 chemos. Unfortunately, I will lose my hair. The cold cap therapy only works in certain cases. I'm getting a really strong chemotherapy. I'm getting 2 different chemo medications. Both are pretty heavy hitters. So I tried to see if I could get like cold cap therapy, which is basically like a really cold cap on your head that narrows the blood vessels and usually can help you keep your hair. But mine is so strong that it most likely is not going to work, and it's really expensive. It is like $400 each time you're going to get chemo done, and I have it 5 days in a row. So in total, I was looking at between $4,000 and $6,000, and there's no guarantee that it works. So I decided that that's not going to happen. We're in the middle of Corona. We're in the middle of a crisis. I don't know how I'm going to work. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. So I could use that money for something else, like paying the rent and stuff. It's just hair. It's not like I have the most beautiful hair in the world. So it will grow back. I have decided to buy a really pretty wig in case, I want to feel pretty again and I don't want to have like a bald head. It's not like I can go out and socialize that much because we're in Corona time and, there's not much to do and it's safer to stay inside. So I really have to stay inside and, avoid all contact with other humans, basically. But I still want to have that wig. I still want to have it just in case I need to put it on, and I don't want to go out with a bald head. So I found a really good wig maker, and I will also in another video let you know what I found. I did so much research on the wigs because there's a lot of going on in the wig world. Like there's a lot of scams actually going on. So you really have to be careful who you buy your wig from. Don't trust anything you see on the internet because a lot of it is fake. That being said, I will make another video on that. I will also make another video on my experience with the pheresis catheter. Yeah. Unfortunately, this sucker has to stay there for 4 months, or as long as I'm going through chemo, because this is how they hook you up to chemotherapy. This way they don't have to poke you with a needle all the time. I look awful. I have been in pain for 4 or 5 days now. It's really painful. I had it done on Friday. It is now Tuesday. So I look horrible, drained, blah, whatever. I don't care right now. I will give you an update on how this went, what my experience was, how badly I underestimated it, and what it is, what it does, and just my general experience overall. So I'll make another video on that. I just wanted to say, if you're going through the same thing as me, or you just, you just want to follow my journey, maybe it's also a little bit support towards me to kind of talk about it, and if maybe just one person listens, or maybe just one person.
The big poop didn't go under the toilet. Let's wait.
Okay.
Till it goes, and there's a big poop go down, and then the dirty water comes here.
Okay, it's fine. I'll check it out later, okay?
Alright.
My son just got potty trained finally, so he is really excited whenever he poops in a potty. So usually he tells me that there's a big surprise in the toilet and that I gotta come check it out. So I kind of like tell him now that, you know what, if you pooped, just flush it. I really don't want to see it. I believe you did. But yeah, I hope you guys will follow my journey. I hope it helps maybe one person, that goes through the same thing. And I hopefully, can give you some of my insights and maybe some tips or tricks that I will find throughout the journey. Like, hey, this works, this doesn't work. Hey, you want a good wig? Go to this person, avoid that one, and just basic stuff like that. So, yeah, stay safe, stay home, and hopefully, I will see you guys in another video.